Welcome back everyone to the second video of my new YouTube series, The Heart of Chess. And I have to say, I felt very good this morning. Although I stayed up over 9 hours just to get the first video ready, because of course I don't know what to do and I'm trying to figure out the process and how to make videos and make sure the content's good, make sure that the audio is good, etc. I woke up this morning and I looked at my YouTube channel and I saw 43 subscribers, which means that out of this entire world, 43 people are actually a bit interested in what I have to talk about. And that's pretty cool. So thank you everyone who subscribed. And thank you for everyone who left comments and feedback. I think that was, in my mind, more important. There's a lot of people asked about when are you going to get a webcam. I'm definitely looking in the market for one. The Mac Pro webcam it's clear, but it's not as clear, and I definitely do not want to produce content and quality that I think in my mind is lackluster. I don't think it's fair. I'd rather just find the right webcam and then produce high quality content later on. So with the webcam, I might even do like I wouldn't say streaming sessions. I could, but it's better for me to record something and then post it on YouTube in case I want to do, like, let's say the road to 2200, which I haven't hit that in a long time, so it would be nice to get back into it from Bullet and Blitz, etc. and maybe even classical. That's a thought in the future. So yes, thank you for all the feedback. And now I want to talk about this number 2 video, which I'm going to call is New Beginnings. And I think that's really important because all of us have a beginning. But I don't want you to think of beginning as the time necessarily you started in chess. Because many of us, we don't play chess for consecutive years. Like, I may have played chess for a long time, from age of 4 to about 18. But then I stopped playing chess competitively. I stopped playing chess casually. It just happens. Life comes in, you have a partner, you got goals, ambitions, etc. But then later on, something can rekindle chess. And that's when you have that new beginning again. You have that new breath of fresh air. So I want to talk about new beginnings, and I want to talk about my story first and how I kept going with chess. And then later on, I want to kind of focus on how I continued to improve in chess, which allowed me to keep going. Because some people, they can be very passionate about chess, and even if they haven't got to that level they want to, they'll still keep playing. But for others, usually if we're not that good in our mind, we kind of just stop and end. So I want to talk about how I kept going and became the player I am today. And I still feel like I have a lot more potential and I can continue. But that will be for another video. So my story is it's kind of cool actually. I started off at the age of 4, and the person who taught me chess was my dad. I'm not sure why he actually taught me chess. Maybe I'll actually ask him, and I can say in the next video that little bit of detail. But I remember that he used to play chess, and he saw me as someone that can learn all the different values of what you basically have to understand in order to play chess. In chess, we all know this, you have to have analytical thinking. It does boost math knowledge and understanding, but it's really more problem solving and logic and understanding patterns and pattern recognition and strategic thinking. And again, life aspects of making sure you make the correct decision, because one wrong move and the game is completely over. It can literally turn on the dime. So my dad taught me chess, and what he did was that he gave me this very friendly 4-year-old picture book about chess. And I must have it somewhere. I think I'll take a picture of it and post it, because it was so important to me, because that book really gave me the visual of chess pieces in a fun looking way. But it was something that I really felt that I can definitely play and definitely enjoy and have fun. I looked at chess as having fun, and I think that's really important for everyone here that's listening and all of us chess players, is that we need to have fun when we're playing the game. That's the thing that matters the most. even if you're at a competitive level, it still has to be fun. If you don't find it fun and you make it a work, then there's a sense that passion could be left out. And passion, I feel, in my opinion, really does make us be better than what we are. It's an important component for us. So what my dad did was that we started playing chess on the board all the time, and he actually taught me like this the first time he taught me chess, and this is actually what I do now. When I teach kids and new beginners how to play chess, is that he taught me how to mate a king with a queen and a king. That's it. He didn't teach me about pawns. He didn't teach me about anything else. He just taught me about queen and king. Now, if I were to rate my dad right now, I would say he's probably like a 1700, maybe 1800 max at his prime. Just by, but that doesn't matter what your rating is if you know how to teach and cultivate the understanding of it. And he did that really well with me. And because he taught me those basics, my mind started grasping what the actual concept of chess is, which is to make the king. That's the main thing. And he taught me how to do it with the simplest pieces and the simplest ways. And after I learned the king queen, then I learned the king rook. And then he started showing me patterns of pawns and then how pieces move. And then that's how my education began in chess. Afterwards, we had a series where we played constantly nonstop. And in the beginning, when I was 4, I must have played 20, 30 games, and I couldn't beat him yet. But I remember when it was like, I would think it was like the 47th or 48th game, I finally beat him. Like a legit beat him. Now, of course, he shared with me over time, as I got older, like in my 20s, that he was kind of going a little easier on me, boost my confidence and self-esteem. So he's a loving father. He's not one of those drill sergeant dads that they're like pushing you over the edge until you break and then you conform. No, he wasn't like that. He valued discipline, but not in that sense when it comes to chess. Because in chess, you need, just like everything you're learning, something else. You need encouragement, because encouragement is the most powerful force one human can provide to another to excel them and keep them going forward. So on the 47th game, I finally won a game. And then on my 5th birthday, I started beating him regularly. It was more of like, okay, I was matching game for game. Then it was 2 for 1. And then it was 3 for 1. So I was winning 3 games to his every one. And I think the final count, when it reached like 7, 8 years old, etc., was I had like 480 wins and he had like 170 wins. It was something crazy like that. And this is not time games. Like, I've never played a time game when I was young. We just had a board, and Dad committed a lot of time to teaching me chess, and more importantly, playing on the board. And I think that's really important for chess growth, because although we're now in the computer age and we have engines, etc., I wasn't born in the computer age in the sense of going through engines to learn. How I learned was playing chess on the board and reading books. Those are my only 2 main factors. So a couple of tips right there. All of us learn different ways, but I feel as though when you're playing online, if you're starting off, because it's very easy, you could just boom, go to chess.com, leadchess.com, boom, enter your username, password, you got a game within 3 seconds. So the convenience is exceptionally high. The thing is that I feel as though if you're learning chess online, you're lacking certain qualities and lessons that you can truly gain from playing an on-board experience, such as what I went through. So after 8 and 9 and 10, I started reading more books. I started reading about openings. I remember, I still have that book actually, my old opening book. It's kind of outdated now. The theory is different. But that gave me the understanding of how to play Sicilian, how to play the English opening. There was all these openings I learned, and then I decided to pick like my favorite openings and then play them. And I remember at that time, around like when I was like 10, 11, 12, my favorite openings for white was English. I always played the English in serious tournaments I wanted to win. And for black, I always played Sicilian Dragon, which, it's not that really great now, but before, when at my level, when you're like a 1400 and you actually know the openings of the dragon and you manipulate the board to make the dragon play out, it was really good for me. And then I started playing the King's Indian Defense, which right now, to this very day, I still play the King's Indian Defense. It's one of my favorite openings. And I know Garry Kasparov, that's one of his favorite openings too, so I remember looking at his games. So continuing on, I got into it to chess school. Not chess school. I went into elementary school, and I was the top player in the entire school, and that's including against teachers, which was kind of cool at my age at the time. I don't know if it was necessarily I had a gift for chess, but what was important was that I started off the right way and my interest kept going. And then what I did is I was self-motivated, and I kept playing people casually, and I kept playing people online. And that's where I kind of started going to the realm of online chess, because I found it very convenient. But the key was that I started building the fundamental elements behind it. So I started playing online. My ELO started getting better slowly because I just accumulated much more games. Obviously online I played much more blitz, but I always find myself better in casual long games, such as 30, 60, 90 minutes. And then I started playing tournaments. And I think my first tournament was 16. And when I played my first tournament, I remember my dad was there, and it was a CFC tournament. I'm Canadian, or is it Canadian Chess Federation, CCF? I keep forgetting the abbreviation, but it was my first tournament, and it was people around my age, and I was excited, but I was kind of nervous because this was a very personal experience, sitting down with all these players that played like competitively, and I've never played competitively before. So I played the tournament. It was like a 6-round robin with I think a finals too, and I remember I was 5 out of 6, and then I beat the last person to win it, and it was really special. My dad was so happy, and I was even more happy. I was just like, yeah, I won, because I like winning, of course, but I think that was so important to me because it was the first tournament I ever played, and I won it, and I can never get that back. And I have that medal still. I'm gonna pull out that medal later on and put some photos on. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram, etc. The link is below. So the thing I learned about on the board chess is I learned a sense of pressure, and I learned a sense of understanding how my body reacts. Because there's such psychological aspect when you're playing chess and you see the opponent in front of you that it really does completely affect your play. That's why I hate playing computers, because I don't take computers seriously. I know how grandmasters, etc., they can just switch and kill that human aspect and just go for it. And I can do it too if I really tried. But in terms of just fun, it's not fun playing a computer. We all know this. We hate playing computers. And I felt as though that when you start having that mental toughness that's developed by playing on the board chess, it will come into your abilities when you're playing online. For example, you're probably watching me right now getting smacked around in Lee chess. I think I dropped like 50 points in just bullet. I was playing miserable. But the thing was that I knew I was playing miserable, and I just concentrated. And after the recording, I played a couple of games, and I get back on it. And I think that kind of contributes to that mental focus and that understanding. And having a good beginning is great. Having it continuing to push you forward is what's really important. So I think for some of you folks that are new to chess, what I'm trying to explain is that playing on the board matters the most, because that's the human aspect of chess that will make you stronger. Even though on the board, it doesn't necessarily mean you will become better right away. If you're trying to develop your game, I feel as though the two main aspects, for my opinion, is to read books and to play on the board, preferably tournaments, but even casually. If you go down the park, like in Toronto at Church Street, where there's a park and there's chess people playing all the time, and I love going there. I remember I'm going to tell you some good stories about that in another video about how I hustled over there. It's quite fun actually. But the key was that I played on board. I kept that human element intact. So right now, even though I'm rusty, I can already tell my game is getting back. Even by playing Bullet and Blitz, my game is coming back. And to the point where when I play casual, I'm going to be, or when I play classical, I'm going to be even stronger than when I was younger because I'm a lot smarter than I am now. And I'm a lot more in control of my emotions and how I think and how I perceive the board and what to do exactly. So it's kind of like chess IQ. You want to really focus on that. So that was pretty much it for this video. Definitely, I hope all of you can take some aspect into why you're continuing your new beginning. I'm definitely interested in hearing how you started off in chess. Whether you post here in the comments below or you post on Reddit. I'll post on the link for Reddit on the YouTube channel so you can just click it right away. I've been getting a lot of feedback from Reddit, so it's really helping me out to fine-tune these videos. But yeah, tell me, what is your beginning in chess? Whether it's when you first brand started or when you're continuing on with it. I think that's really important. I also noticed on the Reddit chess forum that there was an article, or there was someone posted something called "Chess is a Mind Game, Remember That." I think that's a perfect read, and I definitely recommend you go over there and read that topic because that's kind of like what I talked about now, the human aspect and the fact that there's a psychological playing field that's going on, not at the game, but kind of above and in the minds of the game, if that makes sense. And I think the user who made that was Parker_J, so check that out for sure. Okay, that is it for now. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have another video coming up tomorrow. I'll spoil it a little bit. I'm going to talk about the difference between low ELO and high ELO play. And I don't know if I'm going to break it down as in the difference between 1300 to 1600, and then in another video, the difference between 1600 to 1900 or 2000, and then the difference between 2000 to 2200. I can definitely make those type of videos. Why don't you provide me feedback and tell me which one is preferable? I can make it in one big video, but it might encompass a lot of time. And I don't know. I'm still not sure how I want to do it, but I definitely want to talk about the difference between it. I might even play live just to get a feel for what's the understanding behind the different ELO planes, because there is a significant difference, and I can definitely talk about it and give you guys different aspects. So if you're like a 1400 player aspiring to be 1700, which is a very excellent goal, if you understand what's the difference between one and the other, you will start changing towards that level, and that's when you're going to start seeing real improvement in your play. Because at the end of the day, we kind of need guidance. Final recap of my beginning of my story. I never had a professional coach. I've always self-taught myself. And self-teaching yourself really only takes you so far. Unless you're like 100% dedicated, it'll be very hard to continue going, getting better. If I had a coach when I was younger, I'd probably be a grandmaster right now. There's no doubt in my mind. But the thing is that I don't look at the past. I embrace what's now, and that's something that's really important when you move forward with life. Okay, that's enough of me for at least today. Thank you for subscribing, everyone who subscribed. I hope you took a piece of content from what I said and expanded or learned or simply enjoyed. Till then, I'll see you tomorrow, and have a good day, everyone.